and hit escape. And there you go. And then just don't worry about that. Don't even worry about that. Just go to the next object that you're going to zoom back out. Go ahead and zoom out, and there you go, a little bit. Yep. And then just kind of go around the periphery of those objects, and we can always go back and fix those. So don't worry about that. And then go to your next object, and just keep doing this until you're happy with all of the terrain objects that you want to cover. So don't worry about even those little mistakes. We'll fix those.
All right.
All right, and then go down to the other bushes down there and do a couple of those.
I kind of did them all as one, sort of.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so we want to hit escape or go to the selection tool, so that way you're not drawing. And what we're going to do is when you're all done, you can go into these points and re-stretch them where you want them to go.
Can you stretch from a line? You can't.
No, you have to stretch from a point.
Okay. So actually, I'm kind of okay with what I have here.
Okay. Yeah, if you're happy,
oh, you
then
know
go
what?
to the next.
I meant it to be all one, so I think I'm gonna move these so that they're.
Yeah, and that's
that.
nothing wrong with doing that. It's not going to break anything. Okay, so that's good. Now let's go to the next thing. Yep, and you use the arrow keys if you have the map. Okay, so you have that little end piece. Let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, so all you have to do is single click that point and hit delete.
Look at that.
And that gets rid of that. Then you just stretch. If you want to stretch and make those lines or points any better than they are now, you can do that.
Right, I could move them if I want, but I think
yeah.
We're good like that. Okay, cool.
All right, let's go to the next.
Hello.
Hit Control Z. Control
Z.
There you
Very good. Oh no.
Yeah. Do it again.
I guess now you have to click out of it to.
Yeah, yes, you have to click out of it. That is a very important tip. So if you want to see that is got more than one point, so you want to double click.
And that sorry. Would get okay.
That's okay. But if you do that again, I won't teach you. But no, I was kidding.
No, you're out.
You're out. Yeah. No, but if you do that accidentally, you just double click and it'll get rid of more than one point.
Here, let me do that.
Yeah, here you go. So okay, now... so instead of doing one point at a time, just double click on any of those points, and then hit delete.
Ah, great.
So you can select more than one point. The problem is though, is if it's connected to a bunch of other things, it might delete that too. So be careful with that.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So you got the terrain's done. So at this point, what I would do, you don't have to, is go to play mode. So the play mode is the dice, and then turn on the line of sight just so you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. So turn on all three of those just temporarily. And
these three.
Yes. And this gives you an idea of, see now, the reason it's black is because nobody is on the map.
Right.
And I think this is a disconnect that a lot of people have, is you have to have something with a light source, or you have to have a NPC or a player selected on the map in order to see anything. So take off the enable, disable player vision. Yes. So that's the GM view. And then what you're going to do is you can zoom in and zoom out, and you can play around with lighting and shadows and such, but you want to check your work as you go. So when you're done with a feature such as this, you want to put an NPC or a player on your combat tracker. So let's do that first. And you have one. So drag one and drop it. There you go. And what you're going to do is just look at the line of sight. So if you close that, you look at the rock down below, it's there.
It's closed.
Yep. That's because you haven't climbed it yet.
And then that's there like that.
Yep.
Up there, and then this, and then over here, same thing.
Yeah, that's all you're doing is just kind of previewing, what's going on.
Right. Excellent.
You want to just check to make sure you didn't screw anything up or anything, and then you're going to go on to your next tool. So let's go back to the line of sight tool. And as you can see, there's the line of sight for the terrain. Now what we're going to do is tackle that building. So there's a couple ways to do this. What I suggest you do initially is go to line mode and then select the wall tool. And I want you to zoom in and recenter the map right there. That's about right. Yep, just in there. Now, there's a school of thought where you have to have a double wall or a single wall. in 80% of the time, you only need the single wall. So you don't have to have the
Oh,
thickness of the
so
wall.
people would do like right on this
Yes,
line and then right on the. Oh my
yes,
God, what a pain in the
that's
ass.
that's a double your work basically.
Yeah.
So you want to center in on one of the corners and hold the shift key and draw your first line either down or to the right, all the way across. And nope, you're something's not right. Hit Control Z.
Well, I was
Do
holding
not hold the
shift.
mouse button down.
Oh. Oh, okay, hold on. Oh. I was holding the mouse button down.
Yeah, it's okay. It's normal. Go all the way across.
Oh,
No.
all the way across. Okay. So if I
If
say
you
escape.
and
Uh,
then you'd have to drag it. So go to the selection tool.
oh my God. Okay, I'm
No,
learning.
no,
I'm
no, no.
learning.
Go back.
I'm learning.
Control
I'm
Z.
learning.
Okay, go to the selection tool. Hold down Shift. Remember, hold down Shift.
Oh, I didn't hold down shift actually.
That's okay. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
All right. So Shift. If you hold Shift, that's going to make that line straight. If you don't, it's going to be cattywampus wherever you
Oh,
want
let
it.
me. Yes, let me back up. I prefer to hold shift and make it. Oh, but it still lets me accidentally.
Well, it's the Shift key or the Alt key. One of them is going to hold that position.
It's not. Maybe it's control. No, it's none of them.
It could be because you've already started the line. So let's try it again.
Okay. So I'm
So
gonna
go
go
back to
to
the line
line
tool,
tool. I'm gonna go
click
here.
on a point, and then hold down Shift key and drag over. Yeah, see that's straight.
Yeah, that's what you want. Okay.
And then end it. And then you're going to do the same thing. Hold Shift and go down. And you're just going to go around the periphery of this thing all the way around. You don't need to make those points.
I don't.
Nope.
Oh, well, I need to make the point at the corner though.
Yeah, but you don't have to make it at the halfway point.
Okay.
Now double click. That's okay. Don't worry about that. Okay, when just a tip, pro tip here. Hit Control Z. Okay, so go zoom in on that corner where. Okay, so this is a common thing that people do. So what I want you to do is go to the selection tool, and I want you to grab that. Yep, and then hit Shift and to just go past. Don't worry about where it ends up. Just go right there. Yeah, and do the same thing with the other one and cross the other one. Yep. Okay, you want that. That is exactly what you want. When you are placing your lines, you don't have to click exactly on the line. You want to go over. And the reason for that is you want the intersection, you don't want the gap. So at this point, you go to the selection tool, which you're already in. You always want to check that. Select one of the 2 points you want to delete and just hit the delete key. And that takes the little tail off.
What?
So that's
Look
more
at this.
effective than trying to land on the line perfectly.
100% it is.
Okay, so if you are making lines and you're worried about that, you can always go back and fix that. So don't stress on that. Okay, now there is a situation where we do need a double line. So the wall that's in the center that's dividing the house from that back room, because that's actually a room down there,
Uh-huh.
I want you to draw 2 lines and I want you to start them outside the building and I want you to make them roughly the same width as the wall. And I'll show you why shortly. So just take
So two
go to
lines
the drawing.
across.
Yeah,
Okay.
Chris. So go to drawing mode.
All right.
Place it outside. Yep, somewhere out there where you can see
Oh,
what
I
you're
gotta be
doing.
able to see the whole thing. Okay.
Yep, yep, yep. Exactly. That's important. And then hold down the shift key or whatever, and just don't go past. Don't worry about it. Yep. And make another one. Hit escape, and then do it again. Yep. And we can move it if we have to, so don't stress on that too much. Okay.
Okay.
Now go to your selection tool, and you're going to knock off those eds. So you just click on it and hit delete. Or conversely, don't do both. Just do one at a time.
I hit D, not delete.
Yeah. Okay. Select the dot, but don't delete it yet.
Okay.
In the tool itself, you see where it says delete selected points, the little X?
Yes.
You can use that too.
Ah, okay, cool.
So just so you know. Most
Yes.
people just use the delete key.
Yeah, it's faster to use the delete key.
Okay, now the reason why we made that wall like that is because we're going to have a secret door. The door will not be a secret if there is a door feature that extends past the wall. So in other words, if you draw a secret door in that area and it doesn't line up with the surface of the wall, it's going to stick out and you're going to know something's there.
Ah,
That's the only time you really need to have a double wall.
gotcha.
And we'll show that later as we get into this build.
Okay, cool.
Because it'll be evident. Like, we won't show the bad way to do it, but we'll show the right way to do it. Okay, so now that you have that in, let's look at your layer. So you have a layer now. It doesn't have a title, but let's call it line of sight.
And do
we
I just
want to
click there and...
Yep, double click or single click in there, and that it should give you the... Yep.
Okay.
So LOS or whatever you want to call it. Okay? Now we want to lock it because unless you want to make adjustments, we want to lock it.
Okay.
And that's so you don't screw it up accidentally. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to put in the windows and the doors, and we're going to draw right over the top of the line that's in the way, basically the wall. So I want you to zoom into the front door. There's only one, thank God. And I want you to go to the rectangle tool and go to the door tool. And I just want you to left click and drag in the door frame. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want a rectangle. So you want to start outside of the door.
Oh, my bad.
Just hit Control Z. Yeah, there you go. Make it thick like a, yeah, there you go. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so the reason why you want it thicker is go ahead and zoom out for a second. When you're playing and you have a thin-ass little door, it is very difficult to open and close that door. It's going to piss you off. So when you make windows and portals and doors, go ahead and zoom back in. I would actually make that door a little thicker than that. So hit Control Z.
So there's no way to just move that.
You can,
but it's easier to just do it again.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is. Make sure you're in the drawing tool. Yep, there you go. Perfect. That is exactly how you want to make your doors, except for secret doors. So everything except secret doors would look something like this. So let's go to the window tool, which is the window icon.
The window. Oh, here.
There it is, right there. And go to the right side of the map where the windows are, and let's draw those in. And if you need an example, look at the map to the right.
Okay. Same
so
principle.
That's not the window. That's the curtains. You want to go in the center of the curtains. And that's another thing is you got to look at your map and kind of get an idea of what you're doing before you make your drawing, because that helps a lot.
Excuse me, I like to put my windows in the curtains. Thank you. So, is this whole thing, right?
No, it's below, south.
Oh.
If you look at the map to the right, you'll see that.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was doing, and I'm like, okay, here we go.
Yep. It doesn't have to be dead nuts perfect, but, close.
Right.
Okay, so now we're going to switch to a different tool, and this is going to be a terrain tool, and we're going to put it on the shelf. So all this is going to do is block light. So let's grab the terrain tool again. And I would have done this beforehand, but I didn't think about it. And let's just draw a big rectangle where the shelf is. It's a bookshelf on the left. Just make it the whole length of that. Yeah, there you go. Just like that. So what that is if that shelf is above your head, basically, you're not going to see the light up there. So you can potentially have a little halfling or a gnome hiding up there. Or you can just leave it. Don't even do it at all.
Right.
But I kind of wanted to show that you can do stuff like that if you need to. But generally, you don't want to do the couch and the chairs because even though people can hide behind it, it's a pain in the butt and there's really no need to do it. You can turn off the visibility of a token easier than trying to draw line of sight for every little thing. Okay, so the next step is let's put a pit. That's actually a pit in the center there. This guy's like a Buffalo Bill or whatever. He likes to watch pig fights and the. So he's like, well, puts
it's
the lotion
of
on
the lambs.
Yeah, it's that guy. Okay, so what we're gonna do is go to the the pit tool, which shows the little guy falling. And then we're still in the box or the rectangle tool, so that's good. So what I want you to do is draw in the inner lip there, the inner. Nope, that's the outer lip. Yep. And then draw the, just drag and drop, drag it out and drop it where you can. That's the pit tool, and then what that'll do is if someone goes over that, they're going to fall in and they can't get out, which I like.
Well, I love it.
You can turn it off, though, in the options up there. There's a toggle where if you get tired of helping your players get in and out of pits, you can turn that crap off.
Block movement. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And it says it's experimental. It says experimental right there.
Yep. Well, experimental fall.
By the way, I came across this on a map and I couldn't get out of the pit, and it was very frustrating. And I
Shift is your friend.
Oh,
so
okay.
if you need to go through a wall or move somebody around the map, and you don't feel like going through all this maze, just hit the Shift key and you can drag your tokens anywhere you want.
Got it.
As the game master.
Yeah.
As a player,
you're screwed. You're in the pit.
Screwed. That's right.
Start fighting snakes.
Okay, so what we're going to do now, this is probably the harder part, is we're going to, on the left of that couch to the south, we're going to put the secret door in. So let's change to the secret door tool. Yep.
Oh, it's
secret door. Yep.
Toggleable wall is secret door? It is,
yep.
Okay.
Okay, I want you to zoom in a little. And where that brick is, or wherever those lines are, I want you to just drag and drop it. Make it a little teeny bit wider than the wall, just a tiny bit. Yep, just like that. Yep. Okay, so that's the secret door. So I want you to zoom in further and take a look at that. You see how the lines are extended past the wall?
Uh-huh.
If you use a single line, you're not going to be able to do anything about that. So that's why we've done it this way. And then the next step in this process is we're going to remove the wall. So this will be the hardest one.
So selection 2 and remove the wall, right?
Right, but what we're going to do is you want to go back to the wall tool.
Oh, okay.
And what we're going to do is draw. You can turn off the snap to grid as well, because that'll drive you bananas if you get too close to another wall. So the magnetic snap, turn that off. Yep. Okay. Now zoom in further. And what you want to do is draw a line, just a red line. So go to the line tool. You're just going to draw a line.
To see the whole thing, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So you want to draw the line across one of those red lines. So just draw a straight line or a line. Just left click and drag, and you're just going to intersect that line. Is all. No, not from out there. You want to do it from inside. There you go. Yep. And that's why we turned off the magnetic snap. Yep, just like that. Okay. Now you have these points. So what I want you to do is double click on, or actually, yeah. So double click on any of those 4 points. And be in the selection tool. You got to watch that.
Oh my God.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what is the main problem with this. So we got to hit delete. Okay, now single click on either one of those lines and hit delete.
You mean like here?
Yep. And do the other side. So that is how you remove your lines from your doors. Now this door is wider, it's open, so we have to draw a line on either side of the door to connect the wall. If you don't, you get bleed through from the light. So I want you to go back to the line tool, and I want you to draw a line from north to south on those points of the door. The
with
actual
wall,
red.
Or
yep, you're in the wall tool. Yep, wall.
So down from here.
Nope. From the actual point in the doorway.
Oh, here.
Yes. And put snap to grid back on, because that'll help.
Whoops.
Oops, hit escape or Control Z.
Oh, I was once again holding the mouse. It's
double click.
It's so oops. Okay, but I can do that.
Yep.
It's so anti, like it's intuitive to hold the map. It's crazy.
Yes.
Okay.
So go ahead and let's zoom in on the left side, because I think we got a little goofy there. Okay, so go more. Let's look at it a little bit more. Okay, so the red line, let's grab that with the grab tool, the grabber selector. And let's just link that up with the corner. Yep, just like that. All right, there you fixed it. See? Now,
See?
now what you're going to do is, now this is just a secret door. The rest of them are going to be easier. So let's go back to the grabber tool, which you're in right now, and let's just butt up the blue corner with the red one. So we want it to line up. Just move it to the, yep, just like that. And do that to the rest of them. So this is probably the most time consuming on doors that you're going to find. Everything else is easier. So this is only for a secret door. Now, had we not done that, when we use this tool, or when we use it in a game, that little bit of doorway that sticks out would actually be a shadow that sticks out of the wall, and it's obvious that there's some sort of structure there.
Yeah.
And if you use a single line and use a secret door, you're going to be able to see that on both sides. So
it looks like the finished one does have a
yeah,
single line.
yep,
So they'll see it.
yep. That's
Okay.
the wrong way to do it.
Cool.
So that is basically the secret doors. Now, all the rest of the doorways that are in this place, the two windows and the door, you're going to go back to the line tool and the wall tool and just draw an intersecting line in the center of it, and then repeat the process. So just draw a line through that red line. Nope.
Oh.
Control Z. You want to do it within the door.
Oh.
If you cross the door wall, it will, yeah, just like that.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh. Don't hold the mouse.
Just click and click.
Right. Okay.
And do that with hit escape, and go to the other ones and do the same thing. So do all the doors first and all the windows, like just so make that line, and then you're going to go back and delete. So you're trying to be more efficient.
Escape. Yep. Go down.
Or you can double click.
Yeah, or you can go in and then here and then. Oh, but yep. I double clicked and it did that. Oh, that's
no,
fine.
that's right.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
okay,
it, right?
Now,
okay.
Now what we want to do is go to the selection tool and delete the pieces. So we're going to double click in the center or any of those points, hit delete, and then single click on the last point and delete that. And that'll get rid of the line in the center. And repeat. Just do the same thing with the windows.
Rinse, repeat, everybody.
In that case, yes. So the one we did initially was the harder one. There, you see, now the light's coming through. What do you know? So it's starting to work. Yep. Cool. All right. So there we go. So since we've gone so far already, let's go back to play mode and let's take a look.
Oh.
Yep. Yep. So he's got to open the door. Yep. There you go. All right.
Don't go
so
in
there's
the pit.
something. Yeah. Don't watch
look,
out. Yeah.
I don't see any secret door. I don't see it. See?
Yep. Exactly. But if you go to the player mode on the right there, yeah, enable that. Yep. All right. So he's got infravision or dark vision. So that's why it looks black and white.
Yeah.
But go ahead and move him into that pit.
Ah.
Okay. So as a player, you can't move out of there. So as the game master, you have to hold the shift key and drag him out. So assuming that he climbs out.
I can't get out. Hold shift and get him out. Nice.
Yep. And if you want to toggle between this view and the next, you can hold the what is it? I know it's a toggle that you can do. I think it's Control P or something like that. Control P will allow you to view different modes. So you can either run it in this mode or you can run it the other mode. But you can use this to kind of give a quick preview of what they see or what they don't see.
Control P for preview. Gotcha.
Yep. So that's what you want to get used to that. So you can run the game either like this or you can run it the other way, but you have a toggle so you can see what's going on both sides. Okay? All right. So the next thing is let's turn off the player view and the line of sight. Okay. So we need to hide the ambient light from outside from coming into the building. Because right now, if you have moonlight or sunlight or anything like that, it's going to affect the building inside, even with line of sight and such. So what we're going to do is we're going to change that. So I want you to go to the lighting tool, which is the light bulb, and then click on the sunlight, the sunshine or the sun icon, which is your ambient. Yep. And let's select a type of day, like is it nighttime, is it daytime? Go to the presets. You can pick one of those. Okay, that's moonlight. And it will also moonlight inside of that building. So we need to click the mask button, which is to the right there. And that kind of temporarily, gets rid of it. And we're going to hide the building. So we want to make sure on the top left there's a mask and then there's a eyeball. So we want to make sure that we have the right one selected. But what we're going to do is, do the whole building. We're going to hide that building from the ambient light. And that's what keeps the light from shining down into the building.
Nice.
So like you have a rooftop on it. And
Yeah.
this is applicable when you are playing on a map that has both indoor and outdoor features. Normally you don't have to worry about it. But if you don't have that mask on there, all your presets are going to affect the lighting inside the building.
I'm trying to find the darkest one. I guess moonlight is the darkest
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Okay.
But basically that's why you do that, is to keep the sunlight and the moonlight and all the other stuff out of the interior parts.
Right. That's awesome.
Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a light layer. So I want you to go to the light tool, which is the little light bulb. So you're already in lighting, but we want to go to the add light. Okay, so to get off of a layer, because right now you're in the ambient light mask, so let's lock that. We want to lock the mask that we just did. Okay, click away from any of it. That's how you unselect a layer. And if you start a new object, it'll start a new layer. So let's go back to the add light. Yep. And let's do candles or something on the map, and zoom in on the map a little first. Yep, there you go. Let's pick candle, and what we want to do is click on the features that would get a candle. So maybe those two sconces to the north. Yep, and the other one. And then there's a candle on that table where the couch is. And then if you scroll over, there might be another one. I don't remember. And no candle there. Okay, so that's the candles. And then there's one to the south, which is that room. And there you go. So let's call that, see where it says lights right now? Let's rename it to candles.
This is super fun, Laerun. This is super fun.
And what I want to do is make a folder. So down at the bottom, let's create a folder. And let's just call it lighting, because this is where we're going to put all this stuff that has to do with the lights. Okay, and now I want you to drag the candle entry into the lighting folder. There you go.
Okay.
Now click away again, because we want to start another layer, and we're going to do a lantern. So I want you to pick, make sure you're on the correct tool. Yep. And then let's do a preset for a lamp or a lantern, and click on the thing outside, the lamp that's outside. Yes. And now let's name that lantern. Okay, now drag that into your folder. Okay. So what we can do now is let's go back to play mode, and let's test this out. And let's grab your dude there. Is it dark out, or because we didn't enable the line of sight. Let's do that. So in play mode, we want to go back to that and the other thing. Yep. Turn those on. Okay. So what we have here is, if you scroll in, you're going to see the candles, and the outside lamp is bleeding in through the doorway, because of the light that we put on the lamp on the outside. So go ahead and move Robbie outside. And there's the lighting out there. And as you can see, the building is blocked because he hasn't been over there yet.
Right.
So there you go. So that's what you want, when you're doing this. Now let's go to the secret door. Let's take a look at that. So the secret door is not a secret if you don't draw it correctly. If you do it can you zoom in on the map on the right?
Oh,
The one
yeah.
that's wrong. So that's okay, but the problem with that is you can't do much with it. I can collapse one side of it, but it won't be secret on both sides.
Let me put a
Yeah,
dude over there.
yeah. Let's show that.
I'll put the rogue over there
It's important that you know the difference
and go to the play mode.
and turn on the
Aha.
line of sight.
Oh.
Yeah, turn that on. Okay, so when you get there, what'll happen is that feature will stand out when is it closed or open? See, it's open. Go ahead and close it.
Okay.
So when you get close to that, you'll be able to see that as a player. So if you zoom in a little bit, Rob.
Yeah, you can see the shadow changing.
Yeah, and you can see the corners there.
Yeah.
So that's why
Whereas
you want the double wall.
over here, you can't tell at all.
Correct. And that's the
Nice.
only time you really need that double wall.
Okay.
And now you're in the secret room. So there's one more door type that we're going to put in here. So let's turn off the line of sight temporarily on the left map. And turn the other one off too, yeah. Okay, so let's zoom back in a little and let's put a illusionary wall in. Okay,
Really?
so let's go to line of sight.
Is there one on? There's not one on here, is there?
Correct.
Let's go to line of sight. Boom.
Yep. And we'll put the illusionary door to the south, maybe in one of those areas there.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And then what we'll do is go to the illusionary wall, which is like a curtain kind of. So it's the eyeball looking. Yeah. Nope. To the right.
Oh,
there.
right here.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Now you can draw it as a line or a square, or rectangle, and you're going to kind of do the same thing you did with the secret door. Although you don't have to be as sneaky about it, because it's not going to matter, because you can see the curtain, but you may or may. And so let's go ahead and delete the lines first. So go to the selection tool and go to the wall tool, and let's draw the lines and get rid of those. You need the line tool. Yep.
And then is it just one line down?
Yeah, just cross them. That's all you have to do.
Oh yeah, and of course I held.
That's
the
okay that
again.
you did that, but
I can't learn.
Okay. Now hit escape. Okay. Now go to the selection tool. Don't be in the drawing tool.
Oh my God!
That's when you get screwed up. Okay. Then single click. Yep. There you go. Now to fix that, all you're going to do is drag those corners to line up the wall. Yep, just like that. And what this does is you can still pass through that wall, but it just blocks light. So that could be a curtain. I mean, yeah, let's turn on the line of sight too. Let's show that. So that's a curtain. You could basically just go through the wall. It can be an illusion, or you can state as the game master that it's a curtain.
Cool.
Okay, so that's your different portals or
so
types
somebody might be exploring and they might be moving their token and they come down here and they accidentally go, oh shit.
Yeah, that's an illusionary wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can also say, hey, that's a curtain, and you can move the curtain aside and look in there too.
Right.
So it depends on the game and what you're doing. You can also have a feature on there that has a wavy line, so they might think it's a beaded curtain or some kind of curtains. So there you go. So that's the majority of the things that you're gonna want to know.
Yeah, I think we covered everything except Shadowcast or whatever that is.
Yeah, and I think that's just a shape that you draw that's just gonna allow you to cast shadow. So you can draw like an object that's not there basically, and it's gonna make a shadow. So that's what that's for. So that's going to create a shadow even though you don't have anything physically there. Something like that. And it might only work on ambient lighting also.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So anyway, so that is that's the majority of what you need to know to create and edit maps. The key is, though, switching between the selection tool and the drawing tool. If you don't do that, you're going to go nuts.
Yeah.
And knowing when you can use shift and when to turn off the magnetic snap, because sometimes that snap will keep snapping on you when you're trying to move a line. It'll drive you nuts. So
Right. It's both. It's equal parts totally awesome and useful, and then in other
other times,
situations frustrating. Yeah, I can see
yeah.
where.
So when
But
you're
it's
trying to edit, something, I would turn it off if you're trying to move like a really small amount.
right.
Like if you're just moving a little line or something, I would turn it off. But if it's just a minor thing or something that's big and it doesn't really matter, then leave it on. But
Yeah.
to connect points, you need it on. To draw lines in really small areas, turn it off. And that's kind of the way I look at it.
Cool.
So that's what I
Man,
have for
I
you.
I have
Basically.
listen. I don't know how long we've been doing this, 30 minutes or something, but I have like 100% more confidence with this crap now.
So let's do one more thing that most GMs are going to come across,
Okay.
and let's put a rug over that secret door or that pit.
Oh,
So
okay.
when you first come into this room, we don't want that pit to be obvious, right? So what we're going to do is go to the assets, and assuming that you already have an asset pack or maybe you brought in your own content, so make sure you're in images, and let's search for rug or carpet. And it's going to take it a few seconds, so let it go through your library and look. Okay, so there's a whole shitload of them. So I want to use that one on the right, the rug interior, the brown one. But or no, the bearskin rug. No, that's too big. Okay, never mind. So on the map itself or in the map tools, I want you to select the layer tool. It's right next to the play tool. Yes. And I want you to drag and drop the carpet, the one that brown one to the right.
This one?
Yep. Yep. Drag and drop it into that tile area. No, not on the map, but drag it to the tile. Yep. Okay, the reason you're doing this is one, look at the size. That's
Yes.
1.7 by 2 by 3. Those are squares. So that's not going to cover that area. So I want you to change the first number to a 3. Yep. And then just click away. Yep. Now that should be closer to covering it. Let's go with 3.2 because that's going to be right on the frickin' edge. No, we want to do it the first number.
Oh,
Yep.
3.2. Gotcha.
3.2.
Because
Yep.
it's making the ratio. Okay.
Correct. Okay, now the carpet, you can see how it's orientated?
Uh
Let's
huh.
use the orientation, the arrows on the bottom, to change the direction. And you do this before you place it. So you're going to move it, yeah, okay? Now you're going to click in the center of the pit and place it there. Okay, now it's there. If you look over to the right, you'll see the layer there.
Yeah.
So let's just call it rug, just to make it easier to. Okay. And when you want to adjust something that you've already placed, you need to go to the selection tool. Yes. And now you can grab and also make sure that layer is selected. And now you can grab a corner and rotate it or whatever you want, or you can use the rotation buttons. So you hold down the shift key to make sure that it's expanding and contracting at a ratio and it doesn't distort it. Okay? So right about so, and now leave it there, or you can do the arrow keys on, or the rotation keys on the there. Yes,
But
you
it
can
does
do those.
it. It does it in
Yep,
such a ooh.
yep,
We almost had it covered right
yeah.
there.
That's close enough. So that's basically yeah. There you go. And then take the snap grid off. See where it says snap to grid, and
Here.
hit the turn that off and hit the shift key and move the map or move the carpet where you want it, not where it sets it. So rotate it like you were going to. No, 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 not with that, but manually rotate it. Yep. Oops. Hit the shift
Oh,
key.
maybe it's this here.
Shift.
Yeah, I'm holding shift.
Well, it's basically a manual process where you can drag that so it lines up correctly. And the reason we turn off the snap to grid is that'll help keep it from doing that. Just click somewhere inside of the carpet, like there, yeah, and then there you go.
But I mean,
And then,
I want to turn it like
yeah, I know. Yeah, so go ahead and rotate it like you were.
Well, but I wasn't. I never was able to rotate it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can rotate it, but it does it in, it doesn't do it
Well,
like in.
don't, are you holding the shift key?
No.
It could be the way it's drawn. It's not drawn at a perfect 90-degree angle is what's going on.
Oh, okay.
So that's fine. So just drag it down a little bit, and yeah, we'll just say that's good enough. All right, so there's your carpet that's covering up there you go, the pit. Okay, so when let's go back to play mode, and let's lock the map again if we have to, or yep, we don't.
Now
Yeah,
we somehow created 2 blank.
that's okay. Don't worry about it. I don't know what that is, but I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so when you come in the door, that pit is still going to be a pit regardless,
Right.
even if you don't, even if you don't go across or you go across, it's still going to be a pit. So go ahead and move them in there.
Ah.
And then what you're going to do is change the visibility on the rug itself. So the little icon that shows the little dude in the eyeball. So what you can do is make it visible to everyone, or just the GM, or to nobody, and that's what you would do after you fall in. As you can reveal and unreveal as needed.
Nice.
So it's situational. So you'd probably have it like that when you're setting it up, but then when you're done, you would turn the visibility back on so that everyone can see it. Yep. So right now it's at GM only, which doesn't do any good. So yeah, visible to all, and then when they come in the room and they fall down that pit, then you can dismiss it so they can see what's going on.
That's awesome.
So that's just a creative way to, to use your assets. And then there's one other lesson, and then we're done. Okay, the next lesson is we want.
Uh-oh. We got a sound issue real quick.
So what we'll do is I want you to go to your assets. You're already there. Don't close that. And I want you to grab, make sure on the map tools that you're in the tile selection tool. Yes, always have that selected when you're using these assets. You drag it straight onto the map. You don't have any control over what size it is until after the fact. All right, so let's go with chair. Okay, so grab any chair that's the top-down view. Maybe that wooden one on the left. Yep, put it in the tile area. And now it's about the right size, so let's go ahead and just stamp a couple of those in your house somewhere. Okay, and now let's find a table, and we'll arrange them later once we get everything out. So any table. Yep, and let's see how big. That's good. Yep. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to arrange the table, and let's put a candle on it too.
How come can I change the color of that table?
Yes, but you have to select it too. It looks like you do have it. You have to go to the selection.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. Okay.
All right. I'm going to put a candle on it.
Yep, so type candle or lantern or whatever you want to call it. There's a candle with a candlestick or something. See there you go. Okay, so but now what we're going to do is you can get out of the asset now area. So let's arrange the asset. So you got to go to the selection tool. Always go to the selection tool. Okay, now pick whatever asset you want to move and then move it. Nope. There you go. Yep. And then that one, you're going to rotate it. Yep. Now let's move them into the table a little. At least one of them. And put the other one. So right now, that table layer is above the chairs, which that's what you want.
Right.
So let's organize this. Let's get a folder. And let's call this dining set, or I don't know, whatever the hell you want to call it. Okay, so let's drag in the assets that go to the dining set. So we want the 2 chairs, the table, and the candle.
So it turns out that there is 2 tables.
That's
Yep.
okay.
I
Yeah,
can
just
delete one,
delete it.
right?
Yep. And that's what happens when you're not in the selection mode. You'll just keep stamping, and
Yeah.
that's annoying. Okay, so the table, see how it's on the bottom? That needs to be underneath the candle. Yeah, so drag it up to where it sits. There you go. And that will make it to where when the players are looking at that, the chairs sit underneath the table, not on top.
Right. So it top down
Correct.
is the same as your view top
Yes.
down. Yep.
Correct. Okay, now collapse the dining set. Select the dining set. And now move that whole frickin' thing. Yeah, so you can move it as a set instead of individual pieces.
Nice.
Now, what's nice about assets is you can put them in shortcuts. So open up your assets again. And let's say you were creating a map, and let's say we were going to do another table set. So just search for another type of table. Let's say we're running out of time and we don't want to do it this. So drag the table that you want to use, the actual wooden table, to the hotkeys. And then look for a chair and do the same thing.
Screw it.
So you do this to make things easier on yourself. So when you're creating content, especially if you want to do something like this, you can pre-select all your stuff, put them in the hotkeys, and then when you're building your map, you just drag and drop them from there instead of searching through this. So you do all your searching ahead of time, and then drag and drop them into those hotkeys temporarily, so that when you're building stuff like this, it's all ready to go. You don't have to.
Nice.
You don't have to do one thing at a time. So
Now
we're trying to make it.
Sorry,
that?
go ahead.
No, we're just trying to make it more efficient, is all.
Yeah. Now, there's no chance I get to take this whole dining set as it's built with these 4 different elements and then save that as an asset.
No.
Is there? Okay.
No.
Boo!
That's not
awesome.
a thing yet.
Yeah.
But if you don't want that to get messed with and you want that to stay in that position,
you can
then
lock
you lock
the.
it.
Yeah, you can lock it. Like
and
that.
the rest of the stuff if you want to. So that's basically all I have. That's all the tips that I have. I teach in the class, and it makes it a little bit more efficient, a little bit less confusing. And the most frustration you're going to have is learning to select between the drawing tool and the selection tool.
Yeah.
That's
for me,
the habit you need to break.
For me, the other frustration that I have to get used to is don't hold the. Oh, I went into the pit. It's a nightmare.
Hit shift. Get out.
Is don't hold the mouse key when you're drawing the lines.
Yes, that's a total rookie thing.
Yeah.
The line thing is a rookie thing, and also the what you call it. Oh, and you know what? I forgot. Let's put a little rain on top of this.
Oh yeah, okay.
So let's go to the effects tool, and let's select down at the very bottom. There's an effects layer that we have to create first.
Oh.
That only selects the. Yeah, I kind of think that's backwards. I think I want them to switch that. I think yeah. Anyways, that's a request I'm going to have, is to have them switch the effects tool and move it up. Anyway, so that this is going to give you the chance to put rain on your rainy day. So let's go to play mode and turn off the line of sight temporarily, so we can see what's going on. Okay, so we want to select the effects layer tool. Yep, and then now we have the rain layer in the map. So if you zoom in a little, you should be able to see some type of rain.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so what's happening there is it's raining inside, so we don't want that.
Right.
So yeah, turn up so we can see what's going on. Okay, so what we're going to do is put a mask on the entire frickin' thing. Yep. And then on the top left, there's a hide and reveal button in the tool. See the tool up above? Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to just reveal or hide. So in this case, we want to reveal the stuff outside. No, because already have a mask. So that's going to be the opposite.
Oh, that's no good. Okay.
No.
All right. Well,
So
here, Control C.
or
Okay.
hit minus. Hit the minus thing.
With
There
the
you go.
minus.
All right. So what we want to do is the rain effect is on. Can you see it raining yet? Is it? Oh, okay.
No,
You have it masked off. Okay. That's fine. So we want to go to reveal area, and we're going to reveal the stuff on the outside of the building.
Okay.
So just big chunks. You don't have to do it all in one shot.
Oh, I see. So
just big square chunks, yeah, like that. So you're just going to reveal the areas that are going to show rain, basically. And you
it
don't,
seems
like I
like
said,
it seems like the better way to do it would be to.
yes, but you don't have a mask at that point.
Oh yeah.
That's
Okay.
the thing. So it's the opposite of what you think.
Okay. So now it's
So
now it's raining.
inside or outside, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yep,
Nice.
that's what you want. And then you just adjust. See the blur tool gets rid of that line. So I want you to zoom way in to the rain where it meets the edge of the building. You see where there's like a distinct line there.
Yeah.
So what you want to do is you use the blur tool, and what that does is it kind of takes the edge off of that, so it's a little bit more natural, and it kind of blends in with the. See, now there's a distinct line.
Oh yeah, it actually makes it kind of come inside the building. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, it kind of fades it in a little, so it kind of feathers it. So it's
you'd want to err on the side of maybe doing it a little teeny bit out so that you could then blur it.
Right, but then even at a distance you can see the line, but if you put a blur tool on it, it's less, less likely to see that. So that's just a tip for using those effects. And then let's put some clouds.
And if I'm right, it stops raining like that.
That's right. Exactly.
Nice.
So let's go put some clouds on there. So we need another layer.
So if I just hit clouds, it doesn't.
It just switches.
Oh, it changes it. Oh.
Yeah. You got to have another layer. So create a new layer.
Okay, so new layer.
Yep. And now select the
clouds.
Yep. Now select your effects type. Yep.
Nice.
Looks like that. And then you want to probably
do the reveal
turn it
thing
down
again.
A little bit. See where it says clouds? Yeah, you want to do the reveal thing too. Yeah, there you go. And then maybe blur it a touch. And now put your mask on and do the same.
But there's clouds in the building, so we're gonna put the reveal area.
You gotta put the mask on first, remember?
Oh my god, oh my god.
Now you're gonna do the reveal thing. Yep. Just like that. So that's how you add your ambience, your weather effects and such. And it said you don't have to do it all in one swoop. You can do it in steps. And if you make a mistake, you go to the hide area and you hide the option. So if you drew too far inside, storm time. It's a tornado.
Slow that down.
It's a tornado.
It's a tornado. That is so cool.
Yep. So now, I made a cool effect where you can make it look like the clouds are swirling. So what you do is you take 2 layers of clouds and make them go different directions, and it looks like it's like mist, like swirling around instead of a cloud going over. So you'd probably do that, and then make another layer for the clouds, and then you'd have it going the opposite direction. You have it moving the opposite way.
And how do you is that off?
You change the speed. That goes from, in the center is neutral. Yeah. So.
Oh, I see.
Yep. And then you have to go to the other layer and make it a little bit more visible because it's too low. Yeah,
oh my
so you
god!
get the swirling effect. It's pretty cool.
And then of course I gotta have to take out the building, but that's just
cool.
Of
course.
That's
I'm just showing you some creative things you can do.
That's just really cool.
All right, so that's basically the map class. That's what I teach in the college. So if you guys want some more hands-on or some more help with that, so that the module is free. Rob has a copy, you have a copy, but we're gonna have to think about somewhere to put it centrally.
Yeah, I will.
You can post it in your server if you want.
Yeah, I don't. By the time the show airs, I will have figured out how we do that. Maybe the best thing is just to load it to the Forge. Would be my guess.
Yeah, that's probably the best bet.
So if we'll do that, and then when the show airs live, I'll be monitoring the chat, and then when it's on YouTube, we'll put the link so you guys can find it.
Yeah, we'll have the link
and
to the layer.
It's this reference manual's got all the.
Yeah, so that's all stuff from the wiki user guide, and so you don't have to go online to look the stuff up. It's inside the tool or inside of Fantasy Grounds, so it helps. And you have the search, so you'll.
Yeah, so you can search through the.
Yep.
Like if you want to put LOS there, you can search for anything that has LOS in it, like that.
Right, and these maps are available inside the module, so it comes with these maps. These were designed by Chris and by Angela Maps. They donated them, so you guys can distribute them or however you want to do it. But they're embedded in the module, so
cool.
There's more than one set too. I got one from Chris in there. There's a bunch of artwork from the wiki guide, and one of our community members actually designed a PDF for this. So if you guys want the PDF copy, you'll have to hit me up. But basically, we took the PDF and put it into Fantasy Grounds. That's what we did.
Yeah.
And then all the extra stuff that I just showed you is all manual, manipulation and putting a lot of the stuff in practice. But the stuff I showed you is probably the most common things and the things that are going to frustrate the hell out of you. So make sure you know what you're in and don't hold down the mouse button when you draw.
Yes.
those are the two things. If you can remember those, you're going to be ahead of the game.
All right.
So, yep.
Very good. So we will thank you very much, Laerun, for the education, and and on behalf of the audience, I thank you as well. And then we will see you again on December 19th.
That's great.
That will be our conversions and faux pas show that we're going to be having in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Okay, buddy. Thank you so much, and good gaming, everyone.